All right, welcome back to the channel. Talking about trying to kick a man when he's down. Dillian Whyte was trying to kick Deontay Wilder while he was up, but now he's just spreading more ridiculousness. And I have to dedicate shout out to my man, Big Dog Willie. This is a public service announcement. I've got to say something about Dillian Whyte. The guy's been bumping his lips so much that I just can't take it anymore. Let's talk about Dillian Whyte. And Dillian Whyte's new status is almost completely irrelevant, but yet still stalking Deontay Wilder. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a fun video because I get to talk bad about Dillian Whyte. Man, Dillian Whyte, will you be quiet with all that talking? Dillian Whyte runs his mouth. He is the #1 big mouth in all of boxing, man. This dude talks smack 24/7. 24/7. So now Dillian Whyte says the Deontay Wilder cannot punch. He's just fast. He doesn't punch that hard. And of course, Dillian Whyte still wants to destroy Deontay Wilder, but he was too scared to fight him. Blah, 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 blah. Now let's go over this in Dillian D-Ball Whyte. Now, as we know, Dillian D-Ball Whyte, call him D-Ball because he tested positive for D-Ball, but yet UCAD still allowed, and the British Boxing Board of Control still allowed him to fight. But Dillian D-Ball Whyte is, I think he's the WBC Silver Champion, or is he the WBC Diamond Champion, or the Onyx Champion, or the Mayan Champion. He's one of those many belts that the WBC has, other than the real championship. That's what Dillian Whyte. That's what he gets, one of those. He owns one of those, but because he's not the #1 rated guy by the WBC anymore. That is actually Deontay. That's actually Deontay Wilder. Since Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, the WBC put Deontay Wilder back in the #1 position. So the way that the WBC rankings go is Tyson Fury is the champion. Dillian Whyte is the, I don't know what he is, just what belt that is, the cinnamon belt, something. He's that belt. And then Deontay Wilder is the #1 contender. Dillian Whyte had been running around talking about he had been wanting to fight Deontay Wilder for a few years now. However, every time he was presented with the opportunity to actually fight Deontay Wilder, he turned the opportunity down. Okay. And let me go through just a couple of the occasions of when that happened. Deontay Wilder told Dillian Whyte, because Deontay Wilder was trying to get a fight with Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua was not trying to fight Deontay Wilder. So Deontay Wilder told Eddie Hearn, "I'll fight Dillian Whyte. Just put Deontay Wilder's name on the contract." Eddie Hearn refused to do so. And another opportunity, so that may have been, you might be able to put that off on Eddie Hearn. The next opportunity, Dillian Whyte had become the #1 contender, but he was not the mandatory. There's a difference, folks, between the #1 contender and the mandatory for the WBC. In order to be the mandatory, the WBC actually has to mandate a fight between the person that's ranked and the champion. So even though you're the #1 contender, the #1 rated guy by the WBC, you are not necessarily the mandatory just on the virtue of your ranking. The WBC actually has to mandate the fight. They have to order you to fight. So Dillian Whyte had been #1 for a while, but he wasn't able to get the Deontay Wilder. He didn't get the Deontay Wilder fight because Deontay Wilder already had a mandatory, and that mandatory was Dominic Breazeale. So when Deontay Wilder was in the midst of fighting Luis Ortiz, and I think it was in preparation for a fight with Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder told Dillian Whyte, "Hey, Dillian, if you fight Luis Ortiz, Dominic Breazeale said, hey, you think you should be the mandatory? I'm the mandatory. Neither one of us can fight Deontay Wilder right now. How about you and I fight one another? How about you and I fight one another, and then the winner will be the mandatory? So Dominic Breazeale asked to fight Dillian Whyte. What did Dillian Whyte say? Dillian Whyte said, no. Then, after Dillian Whyte said no to Dominic Breazeale directly, the WBC tried to get Dillian Whyte to fight Dominic Breazeale by mandating the fight. What did Dillian Whyte do when they mandated that fight? Dillian Whyte said, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. So in the situation where Deontay Wilder had fought Dominic Breazeale for the mandatory, Dillian Whyte had two opportunities to become the mandatory and have that been Dillian Whyte that fought Deontay Wilder and not Dominic Breazeale. He had the shot. He had the shot easy. All he had to do was fight Dominic Breazeale when Dominic Breazeale proposed to fight, or he could have fought Dominic Breazeale when the WBC mandated the fight, both of which Dillian Whyte turned down. But is that the last time that Dillian Whyte turned down the opportunity to get a Deontay Wilder fight? No, because Luis Ortiz did the same thing with him. The same thing. Hey, Dillian, if you fight... Deontay Wilder said, hey, Dillian, if you fight Luis Ortiz, I will fight you as a voluntary. You don't have to worry about the mandatory. Dillian Whyte said no to Deontay Wilder, and he didn't fight Luis Ortiz. Then the WBC, similar to what they did with Dominic Breazeale, came right behind Luis Ortiz and offered Dillian Whyte a shot at the championship, at the mandatory by mandating a fight between Luis Ortiz and Dominic Breazeale. Luis Ortiz and Dillian Whyte. And what did Dillian Whyte say? Dillian Whyte said no. Dillian Whyte has turned down fights with Deontay Wilder on multiple occasions. But yet keeps flapping his lips as if he wants to fight. So now that Deontay Wilder loses to Tyson Fury, now Dillian Whyte is feeling all kind of courage in his system and saying that Deontay Wilder really doesn't punch that hard. He just punches fast. That's all to it. He's a coward. He would have never fought me, blah, blah, blah. Still calling a guy that you refused to fight and had multiple opportunities to fight a coward, and claiming because a guy lost one fight that he cannot punch. That is Dillian Whyte. The same Dillian Whyte that plays make-believe with his brother Dean as if he really has a brother named Dean Whyte. Dude's not even his brother. The dude is just a walking comedy show, man. And the funniest thing about this comedy show is that Dillian Whyte, with the loss of Deontay Wilder, has pretty much become completely and utterly irrelevant in the sport of boxing. Who cares who Dillian Whyte is going to fight next? The top heavyweights are Deontay or Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder, and nobody is confused about that. But Dillian Whyte, so who is Dillian Whyte going to fight? Dillian Whyte's not going to fight. He's not going to fight Deontay. Number one, he never wanted to fight Deontay Wilder. Number two, Deontay Wilder's not the champion, so he's not the mandatory. I guess he's going to wait and become the mandatory for Tyson Fury. But let me ask you guys very seriously, who in the world cares about a Tyson Fury Dillian Whyte fight? I bet you money Tyson Fury won't fight him. If Tyson Fury wins the rematch against Deontay Wilder, I bet you money Tyson Fury does not fight Dillian Whyte. Because Bob Arum will say, that's a shit fight. Who cares? Nobody wants to see it. And he will go fight Kubrat Pulev. He'll go fight if Kubrat Pulev is able to beat Anthony Joshua. And I swear to goodness, please do not let Anthony Joshua lose to Pulev. Because if Anthony Joshua loses to Pulev and Deontay Wilder loses a third to Tyson Fury, I will absolutely give no cares about the heavyweight division whatsoever, because there will be little to no excitement in it whatsoever. Kubrat Pulev as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world does not sound like it's going to resonate with the rest of the boxing world. Even Tyson Fury is an undisputed champion, especially if he can't go back and fight in the UK. If he gets suspended because of that stuff with Borgate, he won't even be able to go back to the UK. But I mean, Tyson Fury he's entertaining going into the fight. He's just not very entertaining in the actual fight itself. But anyway, it is what it is. All that conversation about who the best heavyweight, all that stuff is going on, and guess who is not going to be involved in that conversation at all? That is Dillian D-Ball. I don't give a damn about you, Whyte. Who cares? The dude is literally irrelevant now that Deontay Wilder lost. And the only prayer that this dude got at becoming relevant again is if Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury again. Beats Tyson Fury in the third fight. And if that happens, dog, that would be the best thing that could possibly happen for Dillian Whyte. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section, man. We're going to still talk this boxing. And with that, we out. Peace.